Hey everybody, Stephen Ho here with the Mister Sauga real estate team, and this is your monthly market update. Now, we've been in COVID and the state of emergency, but this is actually the first month we've had a full month under COVID. As March, it began in the middle of March, and the beginning of this year, the market was on fire. So then once the state of emergency came in, the second half of March was different. You can check out our previous market update for those details. But what happened in April, a lot of people have been asking me what's going on in the market. Now here are the numbers. Overall, what we see is that volume has come down. We can see the sales were at 9,000 last year. To this year, we are down below 3,000. So sales have come down over 60% from the same time last year. The next thing is listings. Are people still selling their house? Now, obviously, everything's slowed down. And what we can see is that listings have actually come down 64% from the same time last year. Now, the next question is, did the price come down? Now, what we're looking at is that the price did not come down from the same time last year. But if you were to compare if the market from the beginning of the year, it did skyrocket and it's come down from there. So what we can see is that over year, the price is relatively level. The next thing I want to look at is months of inventory, because this is what tells me how the market is moving right now. What is the current consumption rate? In the GTA, the months of inventory is at 2.07, which is pretty good. It's still considered a seller's market. Ultimately, there is a supply issue in the Toronto area, and we know this over the last many years. But what we can see is over the last few months, it's come up since the beginning of the year because it was on fire, and now we are around that 2 months of inventory. And honestly, in 2019 and 2018, it was been hovering that 2 months of inventory the entire time. So let's take a look at the numbers for Mississauga. Here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. The current months of inventory for Mississauga is at 2.04, which is very similar to Toronto's. But let's break it down to the different subsegments in the market. Very interesting, we can see the condos, the months of inventory is over 4 months of inventory. Now this is a huge change from when it was down around the 1 month of inventory for the first quarter of this year. The average price in March was around 547, and now in April it's dropped down to 513. Townhouses in Mississauga have come down as well, about 30,000 or so in average price, and months of inventory still around the 1.8 months of inventory. Semis in Mississauga are around the 1.58 months of inventory, and their average price is actually dropped around 40,000 from last month's average. The detached market in Mississauga has been slower than the other segments, and they're sitting right now around the 4.5 months of inventory, which is in the neutral market territory. Average price for detached houses have reduced by about 100,000 from last month's average. The interesting thing is that the condo market, the months of inventory seems quite high. Seeing that there are a lot of restrictions, a lot of condos have prevented showings from happening. People are avoiding higher traffic areas like elevators, common areas, things like that. People are supposed to be staying in their homes. So condo shoppers are probably staying put and maybe putting their plans away for now until things start opening up again. But townhouses and semis, there's still a lot of activity because it's not so congested with people. And that's one of the things that's probably helping that market continue to move. Real estate during this time has also changed. Our practices have changed because of this pandemic. Now, we're all trying to figure out how to navigate through this market and how to be servicing our clients while protecting them and keeping everybody safe. We have new protocols put in place. We have obviously the masks, the gloves, sanitizer, wipes, And there's other technologies that we are trying to take advantage of during this time. And there can be virtual showings, virtual tours. There's more 3D Matterport dollhouse styles where you can try and take a look at properties online before you actually go and see it physically. And this way you can narrow down your search, but also limit the amount of exposure to other people's houses. And sometimes you go see it online, you don't like it, why go see it in person? You're probably not going to like it. So what's happening is people are really taking their time and taking their due diligence before we go physically into someone else's house to see what we like, what we don't like, and end up selecting the right one for us. And the physical showing is just a confirmation of what we thought we liked. So there we have it. If you have any other questions about the market, and I know it's a changing time, what we're trying to provide right now is just real estate investment checks for your house, your neighbors, your neighborhood, or anything like that, just to keep in mind what's been going on in this market. If you have any questions, let us know. We're here to help. And until then, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.